showcasing weapons such as the Avangard glide vehicle and the Kinjal missile. Moscow has claimed these platforms give it a decisive edge over Western powers, especially since many of these systems were tested and deployed earlier than their American counterparts. However, with this latest U.S. launch, the narrative is beginning to shift. The Pentagon has now demonstrated that it is not only catching up but potentially surpassing its adversaries with a new generation of hypersonic systems designed for both conventional and nuclear missions. This development carries profound implications, not just for military strategy but also for geopolitical stability, deterrence, and the future of warfare. One of the most remarkable aspects of this American hypersonic missile is its versatility. Reports indicate it has been designed with advanced guidance systems that allow pinpoint accuracy even at extreme speeds. This makes it useful for striking high-value targets such as command centers, air defense systems, or mobile missile launchers, which are often difficult to neutralize with conventional means. By combining speed and maneuverability, the missile can alter its flight path mid-course, confusing enemy radar and missile defense systems. This marks a significant departure from traditional ballistic missiles, which typically follow predictable trajectories and can be targeted more easily by defense interceptors. The timing of this launch is particularly significant. Russia is currently engaged in an intense military posture, continuing to flex its strength across various regions, while also using hypersonic weapons as a central element of its propaganda. For Moscow, hypersonics have been both a deterrent and a symbol of technological superiority. The United States, however, has now matched that challenge, signaling to Russia and the rest of the world that it will not allow its defense posture to be undermined. This creates a new phase of the arms race, one that will likely see both nations investing heavily in hypersonic systems, counter-hypersonic defenses, and integrated command structures capable of responding to threats in fractions of seconds. The U.S. military's investment in hypersonic technology has been building for years. Programs like ARRW, Air-Launched Rapid Response Weapon, and the Hypersonic Conventional Strike Weapon have been under development, with successes and setbacks along the way. This most recent launch represents the culmination of those efforts and the beginning of operational deployment. Military leaders have emphasized that these systems are not merely about striking power but also about deterrence. By possessing weapons that are virtually impossible to defend against, the United States ensures that any adversary considering aggression must think twice, knowing retaliation could come swiftly and decisively. For Russia, this development is both a challenge and a threat. For years, President Vladimir Putin has touted Russian hypersonics as a way to offset NATO's conventional superiority. The Kremlin viewed its early lead in this area as a form of strategic insurance, guaranteeing that Russia could strike fear into its adversaries and maintain leverage in geopolitical negotiations. But with America now deploying its own advanced hypersonics, Russia loses that psychological advantage. The balance of deterrence shifts back toward parity, and in some areas, the U.S. may even hold the edge given its superior network of satellites, intelligence, and targeting systems that enhance the effectiveness of hypersonic strikes. Another crucial element is the message this sends to U.S. allies. Nations in Europe and Asia have been watching closely as Russia and China developed hypersonic capabilities. There has been growing concern that the U.S. was lagging behind, potentially leaving NATO or Pacific allies vulnerable. This successful launch reassures those allies that America remains committed to maintaining technological superiority and ensuring their protection. It also strengthens Washington's hand in defense cooperation, arms sales, and military alliances. Allies who once feared that Russia's hypersonic lead might intimidate them now have confidence that U.S. innovation continues to provide security guarantees. The broader implications extend into global strategy. Hypersonics are not just another weapon, they represent a new era in warfare. Traditional defense systems like TOD, Aegis, or Patriot are not designed to stop weapons traveling at such extreme speeds with unpredictable trajectories. This means the next phase of military development will likely focus on counter-hypersonic defenses, perhaps involving directed energy weapons, space-based tracking systems, or advanced interceptor technologies. The United States is already investing in this area, recognizing that possessing hypersonics is only half the equation, being able to defend against them is equally critical. Russia, too, will need to accelerate its efforts in this domain, as it now faces the same threat it once wielded exclusively. Politically, the launch also plays into domestic narratives. For the U.S. government, it demonstrates that American industry, research, and innovation remain unmatched. It underscores the ability of the U.S. defense sector to overcome technological hurdles and deliver world-leading systems, even in areas where adversaries seem to hold the advantage. This serves as a morale boost at home while sending a strong message abroad. For Russia, however, the optics are different. The Kremlin must now contend with the reality that its once prized hypersonic advantage is being eroded. This could fuel more aggressive rhetoric, military demonstrations, or even accelerated arms development programs, as Moscow seeks to reassert its image of strength. There are also risks. The emergence of hypersonic weapons by multiple powers increases the danger of miscalculation. Because these weapons are so fast